Hello, this is Dmitry, and today as I'm driving to work, I wanted to talk about the newly announced Fuji X-E3 camera. My thoughts about it. Again, I apologize about portion of this video being overexposed, but I'm driving, and also the fact that there's a slight shake coming from my car as I drive. With that in mind, let me talk about several things on this new camera. I want to talk about made in Japan part. Fuji X-E3 is going to be the first Fuji X-E model that is not going to be made in Japan. It's going to be made in China. I've owned all of those. I had original XE1, I had XE2, and I had XE2S. I also had X100, X100S, XA models, XM models, XT1, XT10, XT2, XT20. I had all of them, and I still have my XT20 right now. I just sold my XT2 because I decided that my XT20 was essentially 95% of XT2 for what I need. But let's talk about XE3, made in Japan. Some people will say, why are you making a big deal about it? It doesn't matter, made in China, made in Japan, it's just silly. Well, see, if it was silly, Fuji wouldn't put in big bold letters on the back of their cameras, made in Japan. See, Fuji itself, its marketing made a big deal about it. When Canon or Nikon make a camera that is made in Japan, like 5D or D800, he'll say on the bottom of the camera with everything else in small letters, made in Japan. Not a big deal. But Fuji, they did make a big deal about it. They put it proudly in big letters, usually on the back of their camera or the top, made in Japan. So they are proudly telling you our camera is made in Japan. So you know what, they're the ones who put it at issue by doing that. And now with the X-E3, it's going to be made in China, unlike all the previous XE cameras. But it's going to cost about the same as the former XE1 and XE2 cost. Okay, number two is the flash. The Fuji's decision to remove the little very convenient flash, which was already built in, which you could bounce on. Smaller flash, maybe underpowered, but it was there. There was space for it, and there is still space for it on the side. I don't know why the marketing decision to remove the little flash. I don't get it. There's space. It's not like XE3 all of a sudden became a weatherproof camera and they needed to have that space clean for weatherproof. Like some of the recent DSLRs from Nikon, D850 remove the flash because they're claiming that they need to remove it to make it more, weather sealed. But it's not like XE3 is weather sealed, so I have no idea why they made a decision. I don't think it's a right decision. I don't like it. Now, number three is the display. The fact that again, they put out a camera where the display cannot be tilted or articulating. Now, with that, I can understand, I guess, their marketing ploy. I guess what they're trying to tell you is, with all their rangefinder style cameras, like X100, and now with the X Pro models and this XE3, they believe that the people that use rangefinder cameras will only use the EVF, because that's how you're supposed to shoot rangefinder, with your one of your eyes looking in the viewfinder and the other eye looking outside. And I guess they believe that the only people that will buy this camera are the people that are using their right eye to focus, which is obviously not me, because I use my left eye to focus. But the rangefinder people will be the ones with the right eye. That's the only way they're going to be using the camera, and in that case they don't really need to tilt the display, because the camera will always be up to their eye. And if that's true, then I guess you don't need tilt display, because the camera will only be used, you know, up to your eye, up to your right eye. So with that in mind, marketing decision on all those range-finding cameras, not to use tilt display. And if that's what Fuji believes, I can understand that decision. Other issues with XE3, you know, same battery. I wish the Fuji would come up with a, would join the trend with the, Sony and Olympus, and came up with a better battery. I keep asking for better battery from Fuji. Fuji used to be the leader in that. I remember when I owned the little F10 and F30, the little point and shoot Fuji cameras, which was terrific about 10-15 years ago, maybe I would say 12-13 years ago. Those cameras had the best battery life from all the point and shoots. It had like a large battery that would last for 600 shots or so. I don't know what happened. Maybe in the upcoming XT2S, Fuji will finally give us a better battery life. With that in mind, I personally won't be buying XE3. It's not a camera for me. I guess I'm not the rangefinder person. I'm more of DSLR type person. So I'll stick with my XT20, and I will buy that XT2S, especially if it comes out with in-body image stabilization, like the rumors tell us next year. Thank you, and subscribe to my channel.